Okay, I think I am live now. Okay, great. Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I am on live on Periscope and on Facebook. Let's see if I can try to share this. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So, uh, I think we're getting used to the lockdown a bit, uh, which is okay. Let me quickly go okay, yes, I can now see that I am online, so I'm going to share that to my personal feed and see if that works. Okay, great. So two things. One is obviously I was up again at around 4 a.m. or something. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, so I was up at around 4 something a.m., but I slept quite early, so it was good. Good sleep. I think probably 4 or 5 hours, but I was not wearing my Fitbit, so I forgot to wear it back. So I don't know exactly how much time I slept. But anyway, so yeah, so there is one question that people have been asking me, over a period of time, and that question is, when will all of this end? And I don't know. I'm not a astrologer or anybody who predicts future, but looking at all the information that I get and I go through, and obviously you have so many sources of information, so everybody in their head has some kind of an estimate in terms of when is this going to end. uh, and I thought about it. I applied my neurons onto it, and I think this is not going to be a 3 weeks or 4 weeks thing. It's going to, and I don't want to scare anybody, but see, reality is reality. I think it will be a couple of months at least by the time the restrictions on movement, etc., start, you know, going away. But see, going back to the same point when it all started, that's probably not going to happen in the next two, maybe 3 to 4 months at least. And the travel restrictions are going to be, lifted, uh, maybe in 4 months time. And the reason why I say that, because I am personally in that situation right now. I'm not in my country, and obviously, I mean, there's no point, right? There's no point in regretting that there was a window of 24 hours. I could have gone back, but I don't know. And I think I take this as destiny, as you are where you are supposed to be. I mean, that's my part. And it's also about what are you doing while you are in that situation. And I'm trying to remain as positive as possible, and trying to probably invoke thought and eventually invoke some action into some people. And I don't have, like, I don't have a ambition to invoke thought and action for million people. Maybe not. I mean, so even if two people, kind of three people or five people or 10 people, understand that we can actually use this situation to improve the version of ourselves, the version of who we are. And that's what is important. I mean, that's probably our test. Everything is a test, right? There was this movie, I don't remember the name of the movie, but Tom Cruise, I think. And everything was a test, right? Something of that sort, spy movie. And yeah, so coming back to the point, around how long do I personally think, and again, this is no speculation. I personally think that it will be a couple of months until we resume normal service. And we don't have a choice. What I also think is, just by looking at what's coming across as we get to know a little bit more about this virus. What I think, and again, this is not a speculation, but I think my data, my head gives me some kind of understanding that how would the world look like after this pandemic is over, or after we at least find a vaccine for this, right? So the way I look at it is that it might take 2 3 months, 4 months to get to normal service. Maybe very limited moments, air flights, air travel, and all that stuff. Very stringent rules in terms of what's essential, what's not essential. To go back to the same tourist and travel level, I don't know, maybe 6 months. But then let's look at how the world may. There is one version that I have in my mind of what the world would look like once we cross this hurdle as a race, as humanity. And I think what may happen is that because of the incubation period and because we don't have the vaccine, what will happen is that forcibly we'll have to transform a lot more onto the digital side of things, right? So the way I think of this as a movie director, right? What may happen is that because there is such a high probability of this virus coming back once you kind of stop getting cases, but it might come back, right? It might come back. And then there is an incubation period. So cities, organizations, communities will have to be ready in terms of lockdown, right? So say for example, I am right now in Dubai, and something happens in Abu Dhabi, or and if I am in Mumbai and something happens in Pune, then as soon as that is discovered, that virus or infection is discovered, what will happen is that that city will start, starting all the measures that are required for that community, for that county, for that district, or for that city in terms of lockdown. Now, the way what we will have to respond to is that because by that time, and I hope by that time, I sincerely hope by that time, we would have developed measures as businesses, as governments, as individuals, as communities, that we could, at a flip of a button, we could go into a lockdown in terms of protecting ourselves, right? And then that district is operating, in a lockdown, but obviously it is digital. Everybody, as individuals, as citizens, we know that we have to go in, and we have to have social distancing or whatever measures we would have come up by that time. Then we go into that. Now, the way I look at it, that it will not be absolutely perfect, right? So from one way of life, we are going to a different way of life, and that would be a learned way of life in response to us, in response to whatever came, whatever the stimuli, right? I mean, this is a stimuli, this is our response. So then that particular district goes on lockdown, but still functions, if not at a 80%, 70%, then at least at a 50% in terms of how work is done and all. There will be a lot of automation and stuff. So the way I look at it is that we will have to adapt to that kind of structure of living, at least until we find the vaccine for this. And now, I was having this discussion. I was having this discussion with somebody where he said that once the vaccine is that, we are free, right? No, we will have to see. You never know what kind of mutation this virus will have. You don't know that, right? And what is also important is that once the vaccine is there, vaccinating 7.8 billion people on this planet, that's 2 years, 3 years. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not I don't do those estimates, right? But my whole point is that we have to start getting prepared, because the new normal might be very different to what we ever imagined. Should that scare us? No. You remember we came from the apes and the chimpanzees. I mean, there were so many animals and different things millions and millions of years ago. So as a race, we are not scared of this. Yes, it came at a time where we were probably, we were no, not probably, we were absolutely not prepared for it. But will we not learn from this, and we as a race will emerge? There is no question about that. But and again, I mean, I'm quite you would say bullish about this thing, because I mean, I'm not happy, obviously. It's sad, so many people are losing lives, but humanity has encountered these kind of lot of challenges, and we will overcome, and we will eventually emerge as winners. That's what's going to happen. But we'll have to adapt, we'll have to change, obviously we'll have to change. But yeah, I think there is no point in getting discouraged by this. At the end of the day, it is a challenge, and we will overcome that. That's it. Yeah. So stay strong, stay home, stay safe, stay home, stay safe, stay home and save lives as the new hashtag. And don't worry. And I'm also going to call this sessions, I'm getting a little bit more excited about this, that it will be called, probably from an Indian point of view, it will be a Gyan by Khan, or then it could also be from an international audience perspective, it could be Tee Up with Tahir, right? And tee up, I think means that you get prepared for what is coming. So let's tee up with Tahir. Yeah, good. Thank you for watching. My name is Khan, and I don't have all the answers, but I will keep asking the questions to you, to them, and to myself. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Bye.